Are you tired of playing the same meta junglers over and over again? Do you want to try something new and exciting without running it down and getting permabanned? Well, you've come to the right place. Today I'm breaking down 6 off-meta jungle picks that actually work, and I will show you exactly how to play them yourself. Quick preface before we jump in, there are 2 criteria for every pick in this video. First, it's not some random Chinese TikTok tag. For every champion I'm showcasing, I found a Master Plus player who actually mains it, so you know it works even in high elo. Secondly, the picks are all extremely unconventional. It's not something like Urgot or Cho'Gath jungle. I'm talking about champions that will give your teammates heart attacks the moment they see you hover them. So let's jump straight into it. We're starting strong with Taric featuring Light Rocket 2. And let me tell you, this guy doesn't mess around with his Taric jungle. The biggest problem with most off-meta junglers is their terrible clear, but Taric doesn't care about that. He has a 313 clear, stays perma full HP, has no mana issue thanks to his jungle mana regen, and is actually a surprisingly good early duelist. But the magic starts when he leaves his jungle. Thanks to his W, he can link to allies and set up some filthy ganks with his E. And there's something so satisfying about saving your laners with heals and shields and turning a bad situation around. Ivern mains know what I'm talking about. Once you start grouping, Taric's true value really shines. A trio in heals and shields, game-winning ults, he's basically the ultimate support jungler. His clear is super easy too. You don't even need to kite camps, you'll be full HP regardless. Light Rocket always takes Q level 1 and starts out blue for the early mana. He takes E second, puts an extra point into Q at level 4, and then maxes E. For runes he goes Glacial Augment into Resolve secondary. And the items? This is where things get interesting. Light Rocket often brushes Proto Belt.
What?
Yes, Proto Belt Taric jungle. This lets him angle his E better, giving his stun more reach and making him less predictable. After Proto Belt he takes classic support items like Locket or Moonstone. But keep an eye on him because this guy always tries new things, like this crazy Navari Taric build. Definitively something for the brave ones to try. Everybody knows Aurelion Sol is one of the strongest late game champs. The problem is just surviving his terrible early game. But some Aurelion Sol mains have figured out a way around that. They are playing him in the jungle. His stacking speed is pretty similar to his mid lane one, and he usually gets his upgraded ult around the 8-9 minute mark. Forget getting ran down by every mid lane assassin. In the jungle, Aurelion Sol gets to free stack and slowly becomes the late game monster he's supposed to be. The player we're looking at here is Halcyama, a master tier Aurelion Sol jungle OTP with over 180 games this season. Now yes, Aurelion is safer in the jungle, but he's still early game Aurelion. Halcyama pretty much always plays safe in the early game and full clears on repeat. That's also why he almost always gives up early objectives. First dragon, void grabs, he doesn't care. To him, it's all part of a gamble. The enemy team gets early objectives, but they are playing on a timer. Because meanwhile, Aurelion is quietly scaling and slowly taking over the game. His clear isn't that complicated either. Level 1 can literally stand still and kill camps with Breath of Light, then kite a bit when it's on cooldown. He takes E at level 2, and this is the important part. Get Stardust by finishing camps with the Black Hole or by having the monster die while it's inside it. At level 3 he takes W, then maxes Q into E. The clear is fast, but you're not very healthy early on, which makes you very vulnerable to invades. That's why Halcyama always protects his jungle level 1, either covering it himself or warding it. When it comes to AD carry junglers, Zeri hits the perfect spot. Hawker, the player behind this pick, actually climbed all the way to Grandmaster with Zeri jungle alone, which tells us that this pick can work even at a very high MMR. The Zeri's clear is very strong around the 3 minute 15 mark, but what really sets her apart is her E. It's basically like having a bar portal as a jungler, and this makes her top and bot ganks very obnoxious to deal with. You overextend as a bot lane, boom, Zeri slides behind you and you are dead. There are also a ton of advanced tricks you can do with her E and W in the jungle. Honestly, this pick might deserve an entire video on its own. Yeah, Zeri jungle is a little weak in early skirmishes, but after level 6 you become really strong. And once you get your third item spike with Infinity Edge, you turn to a real hyper carry capable of 1v9 in games. Her clear does take some practice though. You need to kite camps properly to stay healthy. Hawker uses Zeri's passive auto only when it's fully charged or to execute low HP monsters. He takes E at level 2, lines up small camps so he can pierce through them, and then takes W at level 3, using it through walls for the bonus damage. For items he just goes for a standard ADC Zeri build, UNDERTALE, Phantom Dancer, Infinity Edge. The runes though, this is where Hawker gets spicy. Against tanky comps he runs Conqueror instead of Lethal Tempo? I don't fully get the logic. Lethal Tempo just feels like the natural keystone for Zeri, but hey, I'm not the Grandmaster Zeri jungle main here, let's not question the chef. But what I find really genius is his rune page against squishy teams. He takes Electrocute. Yeah, Zeri is amazing in extended fights with her overcharged move speed, but she also has a huge burst with her ult active. Combine that with Electrocute and suddenly Zeri becomes an assassin who can just delete squishies. Yes, Ryze jungle. I know, who on earth plays Ryze jungle? Well, the answer is basically nobody. This pick doesn't even have enough data to show a win rate. But it's almost nobody, because there's one guy out there doing God's work. The Bilby Boy is a Ryze jungle main who has hit Masters playing only this. So let's break down why this man isn't permabanned from the game yet, and how he's somehow climbing with this madness. When you think about it, Ryze jungle actually has a really good gank setup. His root is point and click and completely undodgeable. And the moment he hits level 6, oh boy, if you thought Zeri ganking you from behind walls was broken, wait till you see Ryze. He just teleports behind you, no counterplay, no time to react, nothing. Good luck warding against that. Presented like this, Ryze jungle sounds broken, but let's be honest, it isn't. Even though he has a surprising good 3 minute 20 clear, he suffers from the same early game problem as Aurelion. He's squishy, he's weak, and aggressive junglers can absolutely ruin his day. But if Bilby Boy manages to survive the first few levels, Ryze actually comes online. He doesn't have infinite scaling like Aurelion, but he makes up for it with insane playmaking, great pick potential, and strong mid to late game skirmishing. About his clear, I originally thought you need to spam some specific combos like Q, E, Q, E to optimize it, but nope. His clear gets faster when you simply spam everything off cooldown. If you're curious why, there's an explanation from the guy who literally holds the Ryze jungle clear world record. But long story short, spamming his spells off cooldown is optimal. He takes E level 1 and starts with blue or red first. Honestly, that first camp looks painful. Watching it almost makes me question why I'm even recommending this pick. But once you get Q at level 2, things speed up, and you can full clear before the scuttle spawns. For runes and items, it's a bit of a mess. He runs Fleet Footwork with Sorcery secondary, and for some reason he takes Mana Flow Ban in the jungle? Sure, why not? For items he goes Blue Smite, then recalls after his first clear to buy a tier. He then starts building into Blackfire Torch, goes Seraph second, followed by either Rabadon or Zhonya's. Our next pick is another ADC jungler, Corki. Yes, Corki jungle. And as troll as that sounds, the pick works for one simple reason. He's W Valkyrie. Corki players already know how underrated this spell is. The burn damage is insane when someone stands in it. It's basically a mini rumble ult. And thanks to that burn, Corki is able to melt camps. One player, Xerzo, has even shown that it works in NA Challenger. His entire game plan is extremely simple. Just power farm. He regularly hits 10 CS per minute, waits for his 2 item power spike, and then just starts dishing out absurd amounts of damage. Now, does Corki jungle bring anything super unique to the table? Can he pull off crazy ganks? Can he do anything flashy or unexpected? No, not really. But what he does bring is reliability. He's a safe, consistent farming jungler. And honestly, who doesn't enjoy showing up to a lane and just blasting rockets everywhere? The only tricky part about this pick is optimizing his first clear. Level 1 you have to stand behind red buff, auto hit once and instantly W away. Then you stick to the wall and W through it, letting the burn finish red while also burning Krugs at the same time. After that, the rest of the clear is very straightforward. Just remember your W is your biggest DPS, so play around that burn as much as possible. For runes he always goes Conqueror with Inspiration secondary. As for items, he rotates between two builds. Hubris, Trinity, Collector, Infinity Edge against squishy teams, or he swaps Collector for Mortal Reminder when facing tankier comps. Corki jungle might be simple, but it's effective and surprisingly strong. And finally, our last jungler, Singed. And honestly, he might be the most sleeper OP champ on this entire list. Just like Aurelion Sol, Singed is basically useless in the early levels. In lane, he's often forced to proxy level 1 just to have a chance to scale. But when he does scale, my god. Singed is one of the most underrated late game champions in the game. Late game kill or smolder can still get one-shotted out of nowhere. But Singed late game, he has everything. Damage, tankiness, mobility, and he's impossible to lock down. And the same logic we use with Aurelion applies here. If Singed struggles early in lane, just put him in the jungle. His first clear is a little slow, around 325, but you still make it to Scuttle on time. And once you finish your first back and get Fated Ashes, you literally start lawn mowing the entire jungle. But the real reason this pick is so good isn't just the power farming or the scaling, it's the versatility. Yes, he can AFK farm to 5 items and run over everyone, but he's also an amazing ganker. With his W, the glue thing, enemies can't run, can't dash, and can't escape your flip. And unlike champions like Aurelion, Singed actually has a choice. He can either play the power farming scaling style, or he can become a spam gang machine. This versatility also shows in his builds. You can go full AP 1v9 mode, or you can go tankier after Liandry's and play more of an engaged supportive role for your team. Many Singed mains are playing him in jungle now, including Korean ex-pro player Adi. For runes, Adi runs Conqueror with Resolve secondary. His core build is Liandry's, Riftmaker, Deadman's Plate, but honestly, after Liandry's you can build almost anything on this champ. Feel free to get creative. So that was 6 off-meta junglers that actually work. Sure, some are more winners than others, but whether you just want to mess around in normals or add a bit of spice to your ranked games, I hope this gave you something new to try, or at least some ideas to steal. If you do try any of these champs, tell me in the comments how your games went, and if there's another off-meta jungler I completely missed, drop it down there too. I'm always looking for more obscure picks to cover. Thanks for watching, if you liked the video don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.